Hello folks, today we're here to talk about lawnmowers. Welcome to the channel, by the way. If you're mowing with one of these and you couldn't stand it just like me, it's time to make a change. These are obsolete. We're in a new age. Get right with the times. Follow me over here and I'll show you what I mean. Right here we've got brand new 2021 Bad Boy mower. I bought this thing earlier this month. I think I've had it for 3 or 4 weeks now. That's 7.2 hours, I believe. Changed the ball game. Let me tell you. Let me show you what I'm talking about here. Kohler 7000 series 725cc, 22 horsepower. This thing's a beast, all right? There's no bogging down. It's just gonna go. I was very impressed when I first got it. When I first got it, it was a rainy day. It had started raining on a Sunday night, continued on into Monday morning. Monday afternoon, I started cutting with it because my super duper cool craftsman over there crapped out on me. I didn't get to cut the yard for about 3 weeks. The grass was probably, I don't know, a foot tall or so. I got 2 acres and it had just quit raining, drizzling a little bit. I thought, should I continue to try to mow or should I just wait until it stops raining? Well, I thought, got a brand new mower, it's supposed to be big, bad, and tough. Let's find out what it's gonna do. So, fired up, let's go. No problems, no windrows, no bogging down. It just went. Come on over here. Right here is your instrument panel. This is your throttle. And it just goes on all the way. Let me tell you now. Goes all the way down too. You want to take it downtown, let's go. This here's your hour meter, RPM gauge. You can control that throttle as slow or as fast as you want. It's going to let you know exactly where you're at. PTO. Pull it up to start, push it down to stop. You can do that at any given time while you're out in the yard. You don't have to press anything in. You don't have to stop. Just whenever you feel like it. This right here, this is what I think sold me on this unit. This is what raises and lowers your deck. All you gotta do, let me show you. Down here is your foot pedal. This is what releases the pressure off the deck. You push it in, you come over here to your knob, and you just turn it wherever you'd like to go. Then you release and you take off. These here are in inches. You've got 1.5 all the way up to 4.5. My yard particularly, I like to do it on, let me show you. We got 2.25 right there. Perfect. Every time. And that's what I mowed it on when the grass was so thick. I didn't have to raise the deck up high and do one cut and then come back later, do a smaller cut. No, I put it on 2.25 and it just went. Now, on this particular model, you do not have adjustable bars, but that's okay. Pretty big guy. It handles me just fine. No problems. Lots of safety features. First of all, you cannot start this machine unless you have your e-brake in, which is over here on the left-hand side of it. That's off. That's on. If you have your bars in with your e-brake on, it will not start. If your PTO is engaged, it will not start. If you get off the seat at any time without the e-brake in, it will not start. E-brake has to be engaged. Has to be in neutral position. One other thing that I really appreciated was right here on my left-hand side, I've got a fuel tank gauge. It holds roughly, I'm not exactly sure, it holds roughly about 6 to 7 gallons. I've got 2 acres of yard. I've mowed it twice now, full yard. And we're not even at half a tank yet. Pretty good fuel mileage on this thing, if you ask me. Let me show you something else. Watch this. Deck access. Change pulleys, change springs, change your belt. Not like you're gonna have to, but if you needed to, super simple. You don't have to worry about pulling the deck out. It's all right there in your hands. Watch it there. Super light, kind of. It don't take much to lift this front thing up. So if you're going on an incline and you're backing up, don't jolt it forward. You're gonna flip backwards, okay? But if you need to lift it up in your garage, it's very simple to do. You don't need one of them big fancy contraptions that lift lawnmowers up. You can take care of it yourself with what you got in your garage. Done. 54-inch cut. If you got a yard that's got a hill on it and it's not exactly flat, I wouldn't go much. I wouldn't do the 60-inch cut, because then you're gonna start digging into it. It's really just too wide. Everything's flat. You got a big field. Go ahead, get the 60-inch cut. But if you don't and you got some hills, get to 54. Not gonna regret it. Let me show you something else. Right here. Boom. Seat lifts up. Battery right there. Solenoid right there. You want to adjust on your arm bars? You've got one right here and you've got one right here. There's your choke. Simple, accessible. This thing is easy to work on. You're not going to have to work on it. But if you need to, it's all right there. It's not complicated. I'm going to lower the seat back down. I just changed oil on it for the first time today. They recommend 5 to 10 hours first oil change, break-in period. So, as I changed oil, wasn't a whole lot of nothing in there. You know, you might expect to see some metal particles or what have you in there, but it wasn't too bad at all. It holds 2 quarts of oil, and they sell it special Bad Boy mower oil, which is just a 10W30 synthetic, conventional. But what I got was the synthetic. Got it at Tractor Supply. About $7 a quart. Holds 2 quarts, like I said. Oil filters are about $12 after tax. Located right down here. Side of the motor. Right behind the tire. Very simple to get to. No issues at all. Now, let me show you where the oil drain is. This here is your oil drainage tube, and they did something really cool right here, okay? Unlike your conventional riding mowers like I had over there, old trash ass Betty, you know, you pull the plug out of the side of the mower and oil just either hits the pan or hits the frame rail, and it just goes everywhere. You ain't quite sure. But on this here unit, they put a tube. Let me tell you now. A tube goes from the motor and right down here. It can't get much simpler than that, folks. It's at the bottom. It's right here. Look here. You put it anywhere you want to. Okay? Talk about convenience. I believe this top one here is a 9/16, and the bottom one here 11/16. Put your wrenches on there, break it loose. Put your oil pan here, drain it. Let it go. It don't matter. It's gonna get the pan. They just, man, let me tell you now, that right there is a winner. Let me show you something else. Right over here, it may be get a little wonky here, forgive me. You see this right here? Let me get it pointed at it. Right there. That is a cover for your rear end hydraulic filter. Okay? Take that cover off. Right behind it is another filter. It unscrews, simple. Same thing on the other side. It's right there. 2 filters. 2 axles. See that? Simple. Okay? Not a big deal. Now, we haven't drained the fluid for the rear end yet. It's not quite time. I probably won't do it until next year before new mowing season starts, but if you're wondering, that's where it's at, and it's real simple. You pull the filter, the fluid drains out, and at the top it has another fitting that you pull out, and you put your squeeze tube inside there and you fill her on up. So everything on this unit is very, very accessible. Everything. So far I've showed you there ain't nothing that you can't do, even if you ain't never done it before. Right here, fuel delivery, fuel pump, easy to get to. All right, guys. I've never had a problem with any mower I've had having fuel delivery problems with a fuel pump. Carburetor may get a little dirty, but when you got a fuel pump on it, it kind of just works. All right, you don't have too many problems with that. But if you did, it's right here, and you can find them online for about $12 a piece. They're cheap and expensive. Hell, get you one, put it on the shelf. That way you have it for backup if it was to ever be a problem. As you can see, your fuel filter's right down here. Very simple to get to. Normally they are. Right here, you got your check fuel, your oil. You check your oil right there. This one here, there is no twisting, locking motion. It seats. You pop it up. All plastic. Just, pop it right down. Anywhere you want to. Watch this. There it goes. Anywhere. Done. Simple. The simplicity of these things are amazing. One thing I forgot to talk about that I want to share with you. Watch this. See this deck? Stand on it. I can bounce on it. I'm 260 pounds. You ain't gonna go to Sears and get you one of them like that. That sucker will be making noises for 2 weeks. Now come down here. For all you guys out there who like to bungee cord your, get this on up here and bungee cord it up. Got that windrow problem, you want to shoot that stuff out of there. Look at this thing. Durable, all right? It ain't gonna break, it ain't gonna chip. You run up against a tree, it's gonna fold, all right? It's no big deal. It retains its shape. You want it all the way up, it's gonna stay up. No bungee cord needed. You want it halfway up, it's gonna stay up. No bungee cord needed. You put it where you want to. All right, really nice. I really like that. These wheels here, they do a good job. And let me show you something else that's really great about these decks. Fabricated. They're not mold pressed, okay? You got 3/16 inch steel, okay? Welded. This stuff is cut with a cutting torch, cutting machine, and then it's welded back up. You've got gussets right here, just in case you ever hit a stick, a rock, a root, you hit your neighbor's dog, anything. It's gonna stay there, it's not gonna bend, okay? 3/16 deck. In the front, you've got 1/4 inch bar. That is also added to help the durability of this deck. The dadgum thing's not gonna go nowhere. It's not gonna shake, shimmy, or rock, all right? It's staying there. You hit things when you're mowing, it's gonna happen, and you're paying for a good deck here, okay? It's not gonna tear up. You got big casters. These suckers right here on this model, they're 13 inches off the ground. 7 inches inner to inner, okay? And they swivel. There's nothing holding them. 2-inch tubing, structural frame, runs the whole length of the unit, okay? It's very durable, very strong. Now, let's get on to the bads about this thing. Everybody wants to know, okay, when you got all this good stuff, you're proud of it, you like it, it's very nice, but there's always a bad. But the good news is, the bad ain't bad. The choke that I talked about before, every time you start this thing, you're gonna have to pull your choke out. Gonna have to. I don't know why, I don't understand what they were going with, but it's more than likely not going to start unless you pull that choke out. It don't take 2 seconds. Pull the choke, crank the key, fires up, push it down, go. It don't take warming up. You just got to choke it. All right. On me personally, and you can get the more expensive ones, and they already have nicer seats on. It's a pretty nice seat. This is really nice seat, okay? This ain't your typical standard mower seat. This thing's curvature. It's gonna hug you and love handle you got. All right? All you dudes out there, I know, we all got them. It's gonna hug them. Trust me. But on this particular mower, on this model and your lower end ones, they don't have that support right here that you're looking for. Now, I took it off for this video just so you don't have a good view of what this thing comes with. But for me, I have to have a support right here. If I don't, I feel like I'm slouching, and I don't like that. So I put that, I got a little pad that I put right there, and boy, it makes a world of difference. Now, you can get online and buy an upgraded seat. They ain't cheap, let me tell you, okay? It's better off putting a pillow and a bungee cord. That's the only time you're gonna use a bungee cord. But if you spend the money and you get a larger unit, not that it's necessarily better, but it's just fancier, I guess. They go ahead and they put you that lumbar support right there. I didn't want to pay for that. There's no sense in that. This thing does everything I need it to do. I paid $4,800 for this particular unit. You want that lumbar support? You want that adjustable bars? You go ahead and spend you about $7,000 and you can have that nice fancy stuff. You know what I mean? I ain't doing it. I got me a little cushion for free. You can buy these bars that already adjust online. There's all kinds of things you can do to just, suit this thing out just right to your likings. But you don't have to get it brand new that way. You spend more money that way. Don't do that. Just buy the unit that you're comfortable with and then put your add-ons on as you go when you're ready. One more thing I want to talk about before we close this video out. And it's going to touch back again on how this deck raises and lowers. And like I told you before, the knob over here is what sold me, I think. All your other ones that you find out there in the world, right here, they've got a pin set that's got multiple different levels on it. And you've got your pedal, you push your pedal in, you have to stop now, you have to stop, remember that. And you have to switch your pin out and put it over here, and pull your pin out, put it over here. Not on this one, let me put it for you, right here, all day long, wherever you want it. You're flying down the yard, no fruit, pick it up, put it down, whatever you want, it's there. It's not going to break, guys. The handle's made of plastic. The guts are steel, all right, like America, okay? But it's not going to turn unless you release that pedal. It's not going to. So don't worry about breaking it, all right? Because it's not going to happen all day long. Way better than that pin that they put right there. That's ridiculous. I don't know what they was thinking. Bad Boy mowers, y'all. Made in Arkansas. Okay? Made in America. Stamped on the motor. You can't get much better than this. You ain't got all your Chinese and Japanese parts on this thing. Alright? Maybe Canadian. But that's okay. We're friends with them. Y'all be good, and thanks for watching. Hit that subscribe button. Maybe give me a like if you think this video is tolerable. Have a good day.